Okay, hello, my name is Craig Blanchette, and it's my real privilege to actually go through tonight's Habits of Health chapter. Tonight we're going to be doing chapter 13. It's Dr. A's Habits of Health, and it's chapter number 13, which is titled Active Living, Inside and Out. So we're going to be going through a couple of topics here, some highlights. I'm going to share some with you. You guys can share some with me, and then we're going to have a little quiz that you guys can play on your iPhones. And so if you do have a computer, it works best if you view the questions on an iPad or a computer, and then with your phone, that's going to be your remote control for the game. And so without further ado, let's get to the actual lesson tonight. So this lesson I'll just kind of read the intro here. It says in chapters 13 through 16, we'll focus on transitioning your body into a state of increased energy expenditure. In other words, we're going to get you moving and burning more calories, both inside and out. And so inside, we're going to burn more calories inside your body by building up something called mitochondria. Mitochondria are the energy users. They're the little mouths to feed that are inside your cells, and and then we're going to help utilize natural thermic effect of food, so that when we eat certain foods, they have a thermic effect. So we have to calculate that into, because some foods burn more calories than other foods. And then outside, so that's what happens inside your body by building up muscle, by increasing the mitochondria in your cells and using certain kinds of foods. And then outside is by increasing your daily movement. And so one of the interesting things here that I'm going to read to you is it says obesity and rigorous exercise. It's a dangerous combination. Not only is exercise alone ineffective for weight loss, it can be downright dangerous for those who are seriously overweight. In fact, asking someone who's out of shape and carrying an extra 50 pounds or so to go jogging, lift weights, or do circuit training is a recipe for disaster, leading all too often to back, neck, knee injuries that can set them up for long-term failure. Not to mention that the added stress on an already overworked cardiovascular system can have serious and even deadly consequences. People literally can have heart attacks because their cardiovascular system is just not built for it. Our approach, by contrast, features a movement plan that can be customized to all levels of health, weight, and fitness, beginning with activities that help you maintain your healthy weight and progressing to ones that move you towards optimal health. So that's we talked a little bit about that earlier, and the idea of the balance when you're obese, being very, very careful with rigorous exercise, because in the process of trying to become healthier or look better or lose weight, you could end up injuring yourself and possibly even dying as a result. Any comments about kind of that, and maybe things that you've done in the past if you've had a lot of weight to lose, and how this is challenging your view of exercise? I know, Kim, you had some things to say. Anybody else have a comment about that from the past? How about you, Jim? Do you have anything specific about exercise and either too much or not enough in your health journey?
Yeah, there was a time when I was pretty athletic, and I really thought that exercise, lifting weights, doing things of that nature were going to help. But as I learned, a poor diet you cannot out-exercise a poor diet. Mm-hmm. And that's what I've learned.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Have you guys ever heard, I don't know if you guys have ever done the math, but like how many calories are in like a hamburger, or like, I don't know if you guys have Burgerville where you're at, but we have a place called Burgerville, and they print out the calories on the receipt. And so there was a hamburger with fries and a milkshake, 1,800 calories. That was one meal. 1,800. And I was thinking, I wonder what kinds of, wonder what it would take to burn exercise off 1,800 calories as if it was a zero-sum game. And I looked at that, and that's probably, it might be 200 to 300 calories an hour for, fast walking, maybe running. So you can look up boxing, I think, is the actual, when I looked at the exercises that burn the most calories, boxing was it. You can, I think, burn like 500 or 600 calories per hour. But think of that, boxing for 3 hours to burn those calories from that one meal, right? Well, first of all, I don't even have any boxing gloves. I don't know anything about boxing, right? Whatever. But the problem with that type of mentality, a zero-sum game, I eat 2,000 calories, I exercise and burn off 2,000, is the problem is the unintended consequences is you become hungry psychologically and physiologically. Your body starts to crave food. And so it never ends up working out. In my personal experience, it's never worked out to try to overcompensate for bad food choices or control with exercise. So, and who else has some experience as far as that goes? How about you, Aaron, since you're drinking? How about that? I caught you right when you're drinking. Here, I'll unmute you. What has been your experience with exercise and weight management?
Well, I have tried it both ways. I've only been successful by changing the way that I'm eating as opposed to exercising. Mm-hmm. And if I view it more as exercising is helping me feel better, like it's not necessarily the cause and the reason why I'm losing weight, but it is nice to stay active and to feel stronger. Mm-hmm. The times when I've done it to try to lose weight, it's just it never reaps the benefits that I want it to. I never have enough time, like you said with the boxing. Who has 3 hours worth of time, let alone 3 hours worth of energy to do that? Yeah. So yeah, that's my experience.
Interesting. 3 hours worth of energy. That's funny. Exactly it. Yeah. What about, so another idea then is, let's see here. The idea that when you, there was I know I've said this before and you guys have heard me say this before, but when there was this commercial with this person eating a big cheeseburger, awesome, the $5 burger, whatever it was, and they said, it's not a question of calories, it's a question of time. How much time do you have to be in the gym? And then that wasn't even taken into account the side effects of becoming hungry afterwards. One of the things I want to be careful with is not to be down on exercise. And so exercise has to be good for something. So what in your, let's have a little discussion here. What do you think exercise is like the best at? What do you guys think? Debbie, you can go first. Let me unmute you here. Go ahead.
One of the things that you were saying, a few of the diets that I've been on, they allow you to earn extra points or ability to eat more food by exercising, and that's kind of how I did it. But it just really slowed everything down. But what I had the aha moment, maybe my first or second challenge, where they said, you shouldn't be using exercise as a way to lose weight. And I'm like, well, what are you talking about? I was completely shocked, because that's how I can eat more and I still can lose weight, is by exercising. And coming with just everything that I've heard people share and how much I'm learning from the Habits of Health is, exercising is more for me now is to help myself feel better. So
how so better? Explain that. Feel better. What do you mean?
Well, it's like the endorphins. that you create by exercising makes me feel better about me, which helps me make better choices. And that's kind of where I've taken it, is now it's not about I'm trying to get my body into shape. I'm trying to, form myself up and everything like that. But exercise is more to help me continue to make better choices when it comes to what my why is. It helps me remind myself, because I'm in a better state of mind. My stress level is lower. I'm in a better state of mind, a healthier state of mind, to where I can make a choice. And that's what exercise has become for me. Is really just to make myself feel good about my choices and to help me make better choices. When a hamburger is in front of my face, I get the girly size killer burger now.
Awesome. Yeah, no, it's right. Exactly. How about you, Steph? What is your experience there?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I've got a little bit of a hoarse voice here.
That's okay.
I did this is my second, actually probably third time on Medifast, but the first time around I lost 45 pounds. And after that, I was walking the entire time, but after that, I started doing the Jillian Michaels tapes at home. And then after that, I felt so good about what I was doing that I actually bumped it up and started doing Insanity, and was in the best shape of my life ever. And that was after I'd lost the weight. So what I think exercise does for you once you've hit your weight loss goals is it builds your muscle tone, and it makes you really feel more defined. And that, I think, obviously builds self-confidence. In addition to that, just the cardiovascular strength that you get, I think is awesome too, to be able to keep up with your kids and, the busy lifestyles that we all lead. I think that would benefit as well.
Yeah. Great. Thanks. One of the things here, I want to get to our quiz here. One of the biggest things, if you research stress, exercise and depression, exercise is overwhelmingly has the biggest effect on your brain chemistry. We always think of exercise for these and not this. So I'm just going to challenge you guys to think about exercise is brain health. It does cardiovascular, does those other things, but you can't exercise and not have it impact your brain in a positive way. So if you have stress in your life, which we all do, if you have additional stress, you can exercise, and that will help you to process that. And then the other thing is that if you're depressed, the last thing you probably want to do is to get up and go exercise, but it actually is the best thing you can do. So you just have to listen to my words in your head and say, I'm feeling kind of cloudy today. Go and clear the clouds out with a little bit of exercise. And trust me, it's just so, so good. So a couple other things just before we get into it. The habits of motion teaches us to focus on that broader aspect of stabilizing our body, giving us some structure to our posture, and then it also helps us with that mitochondria, and helps us exercise is actually a pretty good piece when you're in maintenance to maintaining your health. And it also, so you can help with your energy balance with exercise, but it's only good so far. And so it's difficult when you start to overcompensate and you think that it's a bigger effect than it is. TEE stands for total energy expenditure, and TEE is basically your basal metabolic rate, which is your BMR, plus the PAL, and PAL actually stands for the physical activity level, and then your TEF, which is the thermal effect of food. So, and I don't spend too much time on the thermic effect of food. Mostly, it's like doing things like drinking cold water burns a little more calories, choosing lean proteins, eating every 3 hours, and those kinds of things have an effect. But all of those make up what we call your TEE, which is your total energy expenditure. That's things you're burning inside your body and things you're doing outside your body to burn those things. Fat actually consumes less than 10% of the energy that muscle uses. I don't know if you realize that. Sarcopenia is does anybody know what sarcopenia is? It's a fancy word. So sarcopenia, it is on page, I saw it here a minute ago. Yes, so
173. 173.
173? Yeah, so sarcopenia is refers to basically the process of as you get old, as you age, your body loses muscle mass. And okay, so that's it. So what we're going to do here is it for those of you, everybody here is on a computer, so get out your smartphone and you're going to pull up your browser and you're going to go to Kahoot. It's KAHOOT. So it's KAHOOT.IT. Kahoot.it. And then when you get there, it's going to ask you to put in a game pin. And the game pin is 255170. 255170. I put it in the chat window here so you can all see that. And so go ahead and Kahoot.it 255170. And then we'll go through our questions for tonight. There we go. You're logging in. Look at you guys. So share screen. There we go. All right. So I assume we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's more than 5 of you on here, though. Let's see if we can get everybody on. We got 11 people on. Let's see. So Kahoot.it. You can actually go there from your computer as well if you want to try and do it from your computer. Kahoot.it and game pin is 255170. All right, we got 6 of us. Anybody else want to play? Okay. Everybody there that wants to be there? All right, so we are going to click start. So what's going to happen when I click start, there's going to be a question that will pop up on the screen. So you'll read the question. After about 3 seconds, the question will go to the top of the screen, and you'll have between 2 and 4 answers at the bottom, and those are going to show up on your phone. So here we go. I'll read the question out loud as well. 10 questions, chapter 13. First question is, what's wrong with intense muscle burning workouts when not in shape? Is it you can injure yourself, you can get discouraged, often introduced too early, or all of the above? All right, so all of them were actually right, but the most right answer was number 4. So looks like Kim has jumped into the lead, with Deb and Stephanie close, very close behind. All right, next question. Mitochondria are the energy users in your cells. True or false? All right, so everybody got that one? True. Mitochondria are the energy users in your cells. Man, it's really close. Deb jumped into the lead there. So TEE equals BMR plus PAL plus TEF. True or false? And yeah, so it's TEE is basal metabolic rate plus physical activity level plus the thermal effect of food. And you calculate all those to get your total energy expenditure. Okay. Oh man, it is really close. Sarcopenia is a stone coffin where Egyptians buried their kings. a village off the coast of Brazil, a tasty frozen treat, or muscle loss with aging? Look at that. It might be a tasty frozen treat. I don't know. Did you like that one, a stone coffin? That's actually called a sarcophagus. I thought that was a pretty clever little answer there. Spent a lot of time on these guys. Okay, Kim has pulled back into the lead. Oh, no. Yeah, Kim, Stephanie, and Aaron in third. All right. So next up, fat consumes less than 10% of the energy that muscle uses. True or false? So it is true. Fat consumes less than 10% of the energy that muscle uses. So muscle is much better at burning calories, but fat does burn a few calories, interestingly enough. All right, so now Kim has pulled into the lead. She must have read this chapter ahead of time. Exercise alone is ineffective for weight loss and can be dangerous if seriously overweight. True or false? Man, everybody nailed it on that one. 100% right. You guys are awesome. You're learning. All right. Oh, now also 1,000 points. You get faster, you get more points the sooner you answer too, which is fun. All right. The habits of motion teaches us to focus on stabilizing your weight by increasing your energy usage, optimizing your health through carefully paced exercises, both or neither. The answer was both. Everybody got it right. You guys are getting smarty. Look at that. Killing it. Good job, guys. Focusing on healthy eating and gradually increasing movement is efficient, easy, and safe, stupid, no pain, no gain, only for sissies, or not recommended. The answer was efficient, safe, and easy. Yeah, everybody got that one right. Okay, lean muscle is critical to maintaining healthy levels of insulin and glucose. True or false? It was true. Good job, you guys. Last one. TEE stands for? Is it total exertion effort, total energy expenditure, tough early exercise, or transphageal echocardiogram? It actually does stand for that, oddly enough. I looked it up. But yeah, total energy expenditure is what we were looking for. So the winner tonight is Kim with 8,802 points. So that gets you a nice big hoorah, hooray from the team. So good. I hope you guys liked our little game show tonight. Do you guys have any questions before we close it up for the evening about any of the questions we just had or anything about this chapter? Maybe a takeaway. Why don't everybody share maybe one takeaway? Crystal, why don't you start? I will unmute you. I got you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Just starting to exercise right now. So this was the best breakout session we could have because we just started playing football and basketball tonight. The weather's getting warmer, so
yep.
I'm all for it.
So so what your takeaway is it would be what in regards to that?
I'm ready to, because I wasn't exercising really at all.
Okay.
I was just, because I was afraid I was going to get more hungry. I was afraid I was going to stay off my one meal I get a day and screw it all up, my lean ingredient. But now I'm ready to start working a little bit more and having fun.
A little bit more is the key phrase there. So you gradually get into it and you'll have great.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. Carol, how about you? Takeaway from tonight?
Oh, very much so. A lot of help in making me keep exercising because that was the thing I held back on.
Uh-huh.
But when we're talking about exercising and losing weight, I did that for a while to try to get in shape for my daughter's wedding. I didn't do a thing. I just stayed the same.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
So it does help a lot just to combine the both.
Yep. Awesome. Thanks for joining us tonight. Kim, you're up.
I guess the focus from this chapter on the sarcopenia, just the muscle loss as you age, and then also like one of the questions said, as somebody with PCOS, knowing that having more muscle mass is going to help with those maintaining those blood sugar levels and things like that. That makes it motivating to continue to put the effort in, because sometimes building muscle is hard work.
It almost always is, I find.
So
it takes forever.
You know, it's you have to have the long-term vision in mind. So
yeah, literally building a pound of muscle will take you about a month. You want to put 5 pounds of lean mass on your body, it's going to take you about 5 months. It just takes time, but it will work. How about you, Debbie? What's the takeaway for you?
The takeaway was pretty much the same as what Kim said, as far as finding out how early on in life that your muscles start to deteriorate. Mm-hmm. And it is hard. It's good to hear that it takes that long to get in shape, because I've been working out for about a year and a half now, and I keep waiting for some of this fat to go away. And it's like, but I'm seeing progress. So,
the fat, you can make the fat go away through the 5-in-1.
Right.
Which build some firmness under your skin and with your muscles, and also help with your brain. That's where exercise comes in.
Right. Yep. And so.
Yep. Awesome. How about you, Maureen?
Well, for me, I enjoyed everything about tonight, but a couple of takeaways. I really liked how when you mentioned that you need to develop a movement plan while on the 5-in-1, because I think that can really help me with my clients to keep that in mind, because how important that is. Mm-hmm. Also, when you said that the 5-in-1 allows you, I'm sure I've read this before, but it reinforces the 45 minutes of exercise each day.
Yep.
And I was kind of like the same way, where, I think it was Jim that mentioned you cannot out-exercise a poor diet. Yep. I was always a gym fanatic, always. And I thought, you know what, I can work out an extra hour and I'll be fine. I wasn't really eating the big meals, but I was eating a lot. I was eating way too much. So great takeaways. And like Kim mentioned about the muscle loss also as you age. Anyway, I spoke.
Awesome. Thanks.
Good stuff. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. How about you, Erin? Takeaway?
Well, I'm excited to have breakfast tomorrow.
Oh, good.
Try the French toast. But because I'm on the 5-in-1 right now, it's just nice to know that there's going to be a balance when I get there. Oh, you're going to say hi.
Yeah.
Hi. This is my son, Jesse.
Yeah. Hi, Jesse.
And, anyway, I have a tendency to just want to focus on diet and ignore exercise altogether. And so, I don't know, it's just good for me to learn a little bit about what it's going to be like when I do introduce that. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, and work with your coach on that, because after about 3 weeks, if you haven't been exercised, that's when you can introduce it and just start with something small, and work on it. I mean, it's going to take effort.
Right now is keeping up with this kid.
Yeah, there you go. Exactly.
So, yeah.
All right, Jim, how about you?
The reality is that I knew this, but for mental health reasons, to move into exercise is really important for me. But like what you and I talked about earlier, the fact that I got to put it on a calendar. Mm-hmm. If I don't put it on a calendar, I won't do it. It's the same thing with my reading and other things. If I don't actually put it on a calendar, it just gets ignored by me. Other people may not have that, but for me, that's what I have to do.
Well, the important things in your life that you want to do, you don't want to miss your wife's birthday. It's on a calendar, I bet. You don't want to miss certain things that are important to you. They're on calendars. So, yeah, put yourself on a calendar and take care of it. All right. How about you, Stephanie?
No, I'm trying to talk to Chris when he's very honest or something.
Steph, are you there?
What are you bothering? How are you?
Okay. How about 9642? I don't know who you are. I just see your phone number there. Anyone? Okay. Well, thank you for your attention tonight. Next week, we're going to be doing Chapter 12. And Chapter 12 is titled Healthy Eating for Life. your transition to permanent health. And so it's actually talking about transition because we're going from the back to the front. So this will be a great one. Make sure you do a little bit of reading ahead of time because transition's a really valuable chapter. And we'll look forward to seeing you guys next week.